Going through some of the indicator functions, you've got your power on, your battery indicator, and your low vacuum alarm. The low vacuum alarm will illuminate and sound if there's something going wrong with the machine and it's not creating the vacuum that you've selected. Moving on to the low pressure or the leak alarm, this is more to do with the patient side, and you should have a look at the dressing if this occurs. You've then got overpressure as well, so the machine is working harder than the level that you've set, and you've got a canister change or blockage alarm. At the bottom you've got the mute alarm to give you some time to attend to the alarm that's occurring. So I've now set up for patient use. I have my canister attached to the vacuum, and I've got my very compliant patient here that's simulated. So as you would with any consumables, you would check that they're in date. We're up here at AMSTC where all of our consumables are out of date, and this is why some of the papers come off with the dressing, but you wouldn't normally see that on a normal patient dressing. You've got the attachment from the patient, you've got the suction part and the attachment from the patient, and you've also got the tube to the canister, and you just connect these two together and you should hear a click. Decide what your desired pressure is depending on the direction from the surgeons or the doctors that you're working with, and whether it's continuous or intermittent pressure. I'm going to choose continuous up at 200 millimeters of mercury, and you should see some of the serous fluid go through the tube into the canister. So with the serous fluid going into the canister, the granules will be activated and it should make the fluid into a solid. So I've just placed a hole into the dressing to simulate a leak. So there are a few things that you should notice that happens, is that you lose the pressure from the dressing, and you should also get a low pressure alarm coming up with a yellow LED. The normal way to fix that is to then pack over the wound with another piece of plastic dressing. However, if that doesn't work, then you might need to take the dressing down and start again. And then you can hear that the vacuum is back to normal function, that the gauge is at what you've set it, there's no alarms, and that you can see that serous fluid is travelling in the tube. So I've just changed the canister to imitate a full canister alarm and a high pressure alarm. So when noticing that the canister is full, when I turn the machine back on, it should alarm to tell me that it's got high pressure and that the canister needs changing. So I've automatically just had the high pressure alarm, and you can hear that audible alarm. In a couple of minutes time, it can take up to 5 minutes, we will get the overflow canister. What is important to know is that there's no backflow from the canister into the machine, into the filter. The machine won't put any more vacuum through once it realises that the canister's full. So to change the canister, you can keep the pressure on, however, I turn it off just so that you don't get the alarms. And then to change the canister, you just unplug the patient line from the canister line and make sure that you've got your sanity caps covered. Take that out along with the filter. Discard that into the yellow waste. into the clinical waste, and then replace the canister and hook your patient line back up to the new one. That concludes your familiarisation on the Renese Easy Plus negative pressure wound therapy pump.